Zero Mark here with a preview of the Festive Fennec cheer event. This event, they brought the Fennecs back like they did at Halloween, and they've also made this a carbon copy of the Halloween event, including a search for candy. Oh wait, they changed it to ornaments. They have the same thing that they had during the Halloween event, but this time they're calling them frosted bosses that show up every 2.5 hours for a small window. They fixed these. The first time they were kind of a train wreck. The second time they worked out fairly well. So I'm imagining they're exactly the same as they were the second time. And if you get in it and you kill them every 2.5 hours, you get a crate that's going to give you some ornaments. Use those ornaments to upgrade the Fennec. So it's the exact same as it was before. And this event is a carbon copy of most Slayer events. There's nothing really new. Let's take a look at this new event deck. The event decks, these new event decks, are confusing to me a little bit. They're a little bit hard to make sense of because they're all brand new, so we haven't seen how exactly they work. This is the main event card. Creates 4 Earth Power Gem 1s, which is bad. Create 4 Earth Power Gem 4s is what the main event card did for the blue deck 2 weeks ago. But this one has a nuke. Attack for up to 200,000% attack at a rate of 50,000 plus 50,000 per 100 intensity. That's going to be a massive nuke. Even at the base level of 50,000, because the base attack of this card is so high to begin with, that 50,000% attack plus the Slayer multiplier plus the Empowered multiplier means that this nuke on turn 2 is going to be doing billions of damage from the nuke alone. So you put this guy in your deck, turn 2, you hit him, and bam, you're doing massive damage. So, huge thing. And then if you get it up to 200,000% attack, you're going to be doing, tens of billions of damage just from the nuke. So this is a pretty powerful nuke, and you can do it once every 3 turns. So if you can get the intensity up to that 300, you have a couple of these, you can be nuking all over the place and doing huge damage from those. It is capped at that. Once you get to that 200%, 200,000% attack, you're not going to get any higher. But at the same time, if you can find an old green card that's got a base attack boost of 100 or 200% in it, and you put that in, boost the attack of this guy, and then use this nuke, you could be doing some seriously big damage with this nuke. This nuke is really powerful. But you can only use it once every 3 turns, and you need to get the intensity built up for it to work. So that's a decent card with that nuke, and it's got some Power Gem 1s, which is also nice. So let's look at the Master Hero, the Master Collection Hero, the X13. This guy is different. Create 3 Earth Power Gem 2s. That's significantly weaker than the most recent Master Collection Heroes. If you recall, the Master Collection Hero from last week was 2 Power Gem 4s up to 10, and you could have gotten 10 Power Gem 4s. This is giving you 3 Earth Power Gem 2s. The main event hero from last event gave you 3 Power Gem 4s. This one only gives you Power Gem 2s. But it begins an Earth parry for 1 turn, which means if you're hit, then you get 3 Earth Power Gem 4s the next turn. So 3 Power Gem 2s now. Then if you get attacked, so if you've done it the timing right, then the next turn you get Power Gem 4s. But here's the new thing, the new change. There's a cost to this event skill. It costs 25 intensity. So if you have 0 Earth Slayer intensity, you cannot use this guy's skill. You have to build up the intensity to at least 25 before you can use it. And then when you use it, it's going to subtract 25 out of your total. So if you're planning on having 2 of these guys in your deck, and you want to use both the skills in the same turn, you're going to have at least 50 intensity to use both of them at the same time. And keep in mind that 50 intensity is being taken away from the intensity that you need for the main event here to do its nuke damage. So you're going to have to play around with that and figure out whether you can carry X13s and event heroes at the same time because they're moving in opposite directions on intensity. You also have to be careful about the timing of this because you need to use this skill when you're about to be attacked the next turn. You also have to be careful about the order that you use the skills in because you're going to need to use the main event hero's nuke before you use this one. Otherwise, you're going to subtract 25 intensity, and then the nuke isn't going to do as much damage. So skill order is going to matter. Timing of the skill is going to matter. And setting this all up the right way during a Slayer event when you're trying to kill as fast as you can, this card's going to be tricky to use during this event, and I don't really like it that much, and I wouldn't go chasing it unless it falls into your lap. The support card is also a little bit confusing, and the reason I say that is because if you look at the event skill, the battle skill, it says creates 6 earth gems, and then there's a period. So does that mean just 6 earth gems stop? And then it says heals for 1200% hero recovery every turn for 3 turns. Okay, so it heals for 3 turns. Is that create 6 earth gems also included in the every turn for 3 turns or not? It's unclear from here. If it's not, that's a problem, because in order to generate the intensity, right, passive Earth Slayer intensity down there, when this hero attacks is when you get the intensity. So you need those 6 earth gems every turn for the 4 turns so that you can always be getting earth gem matches to get the attack to build up the Earth Slayer intensity. So I don't know. If this card does not create 6 earth gems every turn for 4 turns, then you're going to need a different card for earth gem generation, but you need this for intensity because you need intensity for the X13 to work. You also, which it then subtracts out, right? But then you also need intensity to build up for the nuke for the main event hero. So you need to have support heroes in place to get the intensity, but if they're only creating 6 earth gems once every 5 turns, that's a problem. So I hope that that period is just misleading and that it creates 6 earth gems the whole time. And moving to the ultra rare isn't going to solve your problem, because the ultra rare only gives you 2 earth power gem 2s, which is nothing to, that's not great. And then it increases Earth Slayer attack by up to 30%. It's up to 44% on the 6-star version. There's a 5-star version here. But 44%, not the greatest attack boost in the world. You can probably find an older green card that's going to boost attack by more than 44%. If you can find one that is a green spirit. So go searching back through your green spirit cards and see if you've got something in there that can be useful, because these guys really aren't that great. And again, like the last couple of events, I think the best deck is going to be a hybrid that's going to be using some of the newer cards, the main event card for a nuke, the support cards for the intensity generation, but then it's going to bring in an older card to do either attack boosting or to do gem creation or to do something else, because this whole deck put together, you're going to have this weird mix of trying to generate intensity but using intensity from the X13, and I just don't know how it's going to work. So I guess we'll see as this event goes what combinations people come up with to make this deck really work. But I'm not the hugest fan in the world, but that's been the trend now, that they've been moving towards decks that are not that great, except for the fact that they have huge multipliers and huge base stats, so they do massive damage even with not great skills, and then trying to find old cards that have good skills that you can mix in to really maximize the damage from these things. I have a lot to say about the Heavenly Spire and about kind of the current state of the game, but I'm going to do that in a different video that hopefully I'll get to sometime this weekend. But I hope that you guys have fun this weekend playing Festive Fennec Cheer. Until next time.